Hi, Dr. Vikki Petersen here. I wanted to talk to you about a disease called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And if you have it, obviously you've heard about it. If you haven't been evaluated, maybe you've never heard about it. So it's interesting where the nomenclature non-alcoholic fatty liver disease came from was simply because historically a fatty liver was seen in alcoholics, and that was kind of end of story. When a certain enzyme, ALT, was measured and it was elevated, it demonstrated infiltration of fat into the liver that compromises the liver's ability to work, and that can later lead to cirrhosis. And again, it was all associated with alcoholism. Then what started to be seen was the fatty infiltration, the elevation of this enzyme in people who were not alcoholic, and said that either they never drank or they hardly drank. And so researchers needed to delve into this and figure out, well, what was this about? How was this fatty infiltration happening? It kind of reminds me of what happened with type 2 diabetes, which used to be called adult onset diabetes. And the same kind of thing happened where in so many young children were getting diabetes that the adult onset was the name at the time. They couldn't keep calling it adult onset because kids had it. So then they changed it to type 2 to distinguish it from type 1. So it's sad because both type 2 diabetes, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease are all diseases of lifestyle. So the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is seen in people with type 2 diabetes, who are obese. What other point did I want to make there? Type 2 diabetes and overweight are the two big correlations. And so what was interesting is I just actually did a video on diabetes and COVID-19, and what they are just releasing. So we're getting a lot of new research about COVID-19, as of course researchers across the world are seeing more cases and they're starting to make these correlations. So they took over 200 sequential people who were admitted to the hospital, and they found out that those with the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease had over a 6 times increased risk. I'm looking at my notes, sorry. 6.4, so almost 6.5 times, 6.4 times increased risk for a bad outcome if you had non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Just a little shy of the 7 times increased risk for type 2 diabetes. So we're just starting to get more and more data. And my whole point in all of this has been that now is the time to get healthy, because, okay, right now we have COVID-19. There tends to always be something, not that we dismiss the influenza that happens, that virus that happens every year, but as many people say, it's kind of the devil we know, and we're kind of used to the fact that anywhere from 30 to 60,000 Americans die every year from influenza. And we do know that the viruses attack worse those who are compromised and their health is not what it should be. And so many of the diseases that are killing us, generally speaking, but compromising our health, are diseases of lifestyle, where we can really turn these around with a change of diet and lifestyle. So unfortunately, food causes a lot of these diseases, but food can cure a lot of these diseases. And yes, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, as long as too much damage has not happened to the liver, can be reversed just the way type 2 diabetes can be reversed. We see that at the clinic here all the time. Interesting, this research I just became aware of the COVID-19 and the 6.4 times increased risk today. But just yesterday, I had a brand new patient, just turned 40, and he said as a young man, he very much enjoyed Red Bull, an energy drink that's just loaded with high fructose corn syrup. And high fructose corn syrup is very strongly associated with developing non-alcoholic fatty liver. And so we know sodas are very rich in high fructose corn syrup, but also when you're looking at fructose, now don't confuse fresh fruit containing fructose for these bad refined foods. So I'm definitely not saying don't eat any fruit at all. Berries, citrus are excellent for you. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. But I do want to mention a sweetener that a lot of times is considered a healthy sugar alternative, which is agave syrup. And agave syrup is loaded with fructose, and this is not the fruit. This is a refined product loaded with fructose, and that puts a lot of stress on your whole metabolism, but very much linked with the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So if you're someone who is consuming just a diet loaded with high fructose corn syrup in sodas and junk food, or if you're somebody who's maybe more health-minded and has switched to agave thinking that that was better than sugar, please stop and think of stevia as a sweetener, maybe a little coconut sugar, fresh dates and desserts, things like that. So I hope you found this helpful. I do want you to know that diabetes, type 2, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, obesity, these truly are diseases of lifestyle that can be reversed. And boy, just taking one of these diseases and reversing them in a large percentage of our population would have us so much healthier, less economic stress on our healthcare system, but also just less stress on us, and a lifestyle that would allow you to have great energy and achieve your goals, enjoy your life better, and make you less a victim of, that's better said, less affected by these various viruses that can come our way. And that's really what it's about. We want to be robust. We want to have a strong immune system. We want to really be defensible against these viruses and just overall enjoy great health. So please know this: if you've been diagnosed with the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, this is reversible, something we do here at the clinic. Whether you're local or long distance, please reach out. We're happy to help. And the telephone number here is 408-733-0400.